thinking about it, but you should not think too
Stress that
much.
much.
Okay. I think that'll work.
Okay, so, you guys, today we're gonna just take, a look at some of the chapters that you guys were assigned to read. Everyone read their chapters? Which chapters did you have to read?
7, 8, and 9.
7, 8, and 9. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna talk a little bit about, cause and effect today. Cause and effect. Is anybody familiar with this relationship, cause and effect?
Yes.
Okay, Sujan, you said yes. What do you know about cause and effect? What's cause?
Why it happened.
Okay.
Reaction to action is cause,
Okay, cause is why it happened, okay.
and
keep going.
effect is what have happened, how it relate. What happened to the thing, like effect.
The effect, so the,
The effect is the effect, the consequence.
okay, good, consequence or outcome, right? So,
You see it?
we're gonna say that the effect is like the consequence,
Vocabulary.
Yes.
or the outcome, right? And then what can we say the cause is?
A reaction.
Is it reaction
No.
or?
It's an action.
Ah, good, an action, all
The
right?
why.
Right, so we'll call this the action, right? So you have an action, and every time you have an action, there's usually an outcome or a consequence of that action, right?
And a reaction brings a reaction.
Yes, who said that?
I don't know, someone.
Anybody know who said that?
Someone in the past.
Newton, look at that, Newton said that, very good, Charlie. Okay,
No, it's action, reaction.
yeah, every action is a
there is an
reaction.
equal and opposite reaction.
Wow, okay, impressive.
That was new to me.
So,
Okay.
here we have, before we were learning about, we learned about the Vietnam War and everything like that, and we know that
Yes.
there's a communist, government that was set up in Vietnam, right? So
Yes.
here I have a cause, the communist government and police in Vietnam. And we're reading this book, right? Goodbye Vietnam.
Yeah.
What was the outcome or the effect or the consequence
People
of
were
this?
suffering.
People were suffering, right? People were suffering, so people were suffering. How are people suffering, Sujan?
They didn't have freedom to practice their religions. That
Okay.
was one. And
Okay.
then government was taking their food. Not food, it's
The rice.
the rice, yeah.
Okay,
And the
so there was
government,
like a lack of food, right?
There was, they didn't have freedom of speech. They couldn't.
Ah, no freedom of speech. Okay. What about, people in the area? What happened? Kenrick?
So people they are not safe in the country, so they want to go out, so they vote,
Okay,
they leave the country.
very good. People fled the country. Right, people fled, they left, right? So, we have a cause, okay? And then we have the effects of that cause, okay? So, can anyone think why understanding cause and effect relationships or identifying them in a story or an article, why that's important? What does that help you do as the reader? What does it help you do? Just throw some ideas out there.
I think it first help you get the main point of the article.
Okay, helps you get the main point of the article.
You have to
into the
get,
story.
it also help you to have an idea on what will be your point of view,
Okay,
what will be your essay about
okay,
that.
okay. What else? Good, thank you. What else? Any other ideas?
Kerry?
Same like we write in summary. It's very easy to main idea,
no.
action was the main, and effects will happen after.
Okay,
That's what we need to say.
okay. Well, what about in the sense of reading this book? understand things better, maybe understand the events, right? The sequence of events. You can read a little bit more closely and help, okay, well this happened, well why did that even happen? Why was it important? Okay, because there's usually a,
Continuation.
right, there's something happening, this cause will make other events happen, which will show the effects, right? Okay? So it really helps you clarify the points and organize them in a story and, to understand things a bit better, okay? So that's what we're gonna work a little bit on today. So if you guys could just think about, I'm gonna give you one from a previous chapter and I wanna see what you think. If we have, you guys remember in the story when the grandmother, they were going to Gokong, right? And the grandmother brought her ducks, right?
Yeah.
So the grandmother bringing
Consequences.
ducks. On a journey. Okay. The grandmother bringing ducks on a journey. Okay, that's not a great sentence, but you get the idea. All right, what was the outcome of
There
this?
was
Who
two
remembers?
outcomes, like negative and positive as well.
Okay, what was an outcome, Mitch? Give me
The
one.
negative one is when they were walking, the police could cut them because the duck was making quack quack sound.
Okay, did the duck make quack quack sounds
Yes.
before? Did the duck make quack quack sounds before the police or after?
After.
Okay,
Just
so,
after.
and what did the duck making the quack quack sounds cause? What happened as a result of that?
The grandma and the father have a serious argument.
Okay, grandmother and son had a fight. Okay, right? Remember they were like, he was like, see you later, grandma. See you later, mom. I'm leaving you. He was over her, right? All right. And then what else happened?
The positive thing was
Yes,
that
that
Hold on, hold on, let's hear from someone else. Let's hear from Yvonne. You
I
say?
just wanted to say that was the grandmother's decision to stay with the dog and not go with the son.
Right. Because what kind of person is she? She's very,
Start.
Stubborn.
Bossy. Bossy.
Stubborn.
she's stubborn, bossy. What else? What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Stubborn.
Oh, stubborn, you said, okay.
Selfish.
All right. It's
Not
selfish.
selfish.
You know, come on.
Yeah.
She's old. Is she? All right. What else happened? What else? Good.
The other thing is positive when they are arrive the city, they are looking for direction, but some of police come to get them. But their grandmother saved them because of dog. And grandmother gave the dog for the police and police.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Grandma.
It's very.
Right.
The police is
Right.
right.
The police officer, right?
With the dog.
Officer.
With the dog.
With the duck.
With the duck.
Yeah, right? With the duck, right? So she's like, you can take the duck. He took the duck. He was like, yes, my family's gonna eat good tonight, right? Okay. So as you see, another cause, the grandmother bringing the ducks and the effects of that, right? So it ended up working out in their favor at the end of that chapter. All right. So that's what you guys are gonna do now. So we're gonna take a look at, first of all, who has questions? Is anyone confused about this whole cause and effect relationship? Genesis, you good? You sure? Everybody's clear? All right. So, what you're gonna do, you're gonna be focusing on chapters 6, 7, and 8, okay? And you have a sheet here, and what I did on this sheet is I gave you the cause. I gave you the cause. I did half the work for you, because I'm nice, right? So, you have 4 boxes. So you have the cause, you're gonna do one at a time, and you're gonna find out the effect.
Which chapter are those?
6, 7, and 8. Okay, all right. I didn't want to make it too easy, right? We want to make sure you guys read. So what you can do is you'll see that I have a sentence here, like people begin to suffer from seasickness, all right? Now you can go back through your mental Rolodex and think about, okay, where did I read about people, suffering from seasickness, okay? And you can kind of skim and scan through the chapters. You don't have to sit there and read everything. You can just try to look for that one point. So I tried to use specific language that you could probably easily find some of these areas of the book, okay?
Do you have to
All
go with the book first, yeah? It's already
And I mean,
looking
I think definitely that's a good challenge for yourself to try to do it without the book first, and then then go back and do some fact checking. All right.
Solo?
If you could take one,
Solo?
I'm going to have you work with a partner. I think that would be nice. Work with a partner.
You can come to the trio. This is a triangle.
Let's why don't you guys? Oh, I thought it was passing back. Why don't we do this? Hold on. Why don't we? I want you to find a partner, someone who does not speak the same language.
She speaks
Bengali.
Bengali and she speaks Pakistani.
I know about this partners. Just partners.
Partner,
So,
not
John,
partner.
why don't you come over with Minioska? Minioska?
She want them.
Okay.
I go with him.
You wanna go Kendrick? Okay. Bianca, you wanna work with Vlad? Okay. Yeah, you don't,
Go away.
you guys don't have partners, right? Demiana, you two don't have partners, so why don't you work together?
Do it without the book.
Okay, también,
Challenge your
We have a partner over this side. She's longing for a partner.
You see, she's singing. You.
I know this a page younger.
Wow, that's impressive. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Yes, you did. I saw you.
I was like,
I saw you.
okay. También, what's that?
wow.
She was doing this
I'm just, I don't like to write like this. I feel like no, I don't wanna write, because I feel like when you write like this, the also write like,
So come here, come here.
yeah, I like to write
We need
here.
to
I like to hold it in a note. I want to stick it in my pencil.
All right. You're gonna do it though, right? You're gonna do this? You're gonna do this?
I can do it. I have a
And where did he go?
I don't know, I saw him, when I was walking back over here, I saw him get on his bike and he was biking away, so I just assumed he's gonna really bike.
Okay, guys, let's go like this.
Oh. Where were you? Oh, okay. So, okay, so why don't
But you need
you,
to tell me, because that's not doing the class. Okay.
okay, this is what we're working on? You need your, Goodbye Vietnam book? Okay, and why don't you join this group right here? Okay, that'd be great. You all write another comment? Yeah, like what was the outcome of that? What was the consequence, right?
We're just talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like, so this right here, this is gonna be one chapter, that'll be one chapter, that'll be. This is saying, so many about that stuff, so I don't want to hear that.
So what happened, people,
You guys, just as a helpful note, you may want to write down the page number that you're finding this information, so that when we go back and discuss it, you'll be able to easily locate it. Yeah, that'd be helpful. I mean, just so you can tell us where to go.
I just said, no,
It's gonna be, so after when this occurred, when this action occurred, what happened after? What did this cause? What this action happened? What was the outcome of this action? Because the grandmother, the action of the grandmother bringing the ducks, right? It ended up affecting them getting out of that situation. So this led to that. Okay, so this seasickness led to what on the boat? Happening on the boat. I would say check out pages 59. Just a little bit. You guys take about 7 to 8 more minutes.
They pulled the bridge off.
you find something? Yeah, and then look here. What you're saying. Yeah, there's a good thing. Brought everybody together. I mean, it doesn't just have to be one thing. You see there, we have like a couple. So it could be a couple of effects. Very good. Write it down. Okay, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
Like I say,
What? No? Pretty good. I have some questions about the first one. I think we're gonna be splitting hairs on the first one.
no, they could, they could have raised the bar. Not what, yes, yes. That's what we could have just. Diego, what are you doing to feel?
Okay, let's come together. I know you may not be 100% complete, and that's okay. But this exercise is always a little bit easier to do and process if you've read the chapters already, right? It's a little bit easier when you've read, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So first of all, let's look at let's look at the first one. So we have the cause, right? Was people begin to suffer from seasickness. That was like a key word. So automatically, what can you do? What chapter? Look for this word, right? See if you can find this word. Because remember at the beginning, I told you that I put some key words in there for you to look for to kind of make your scanning and skimming a little bit easier, right? So, who was able to find where they started talking about seasickness? What page?
Page 59.
Page 59, right? Because I saw a lot of you were focusing on the dysentery, but we want you to focus on the seasickness. So you found it on page 59.
Yeah, paragraph number 2.
1, 2, or 3?
No.
It's basically what
Okay, so starting off with paragraph number 3, can you tell us what you found in paragraph number 3 as an effect
Yes.
of the seasickness?
It says here, but the sickness brought us closer. And also, there were words of sympathy between mothers whose children were ill.
Okay, so
Okay.
the seasickness led to people on the boat becoming closer,
Closer, see?
right? Remember they were like kind of like,
Rude people.
right? Okay, so closer. What else did you find? Azad, can you take us to the page?
Number 60.
Page
First
60?
paragraph, the last line.
Okay,
At least we could speak our thoughts aloud.
okay, so what does that mean? At least we could speak our thoughts aloud. What are they talking about
They
there?
used to whisper.
They used to what?
Whisper. Whisper.
Whisper? Okay, I think someone said this at the beginning of one of the issues with living in a communist country that they lived in.
They didn't have freedom of speech.
Okay.
So when they get to the boat and after the seasickness and they get closer, they were able to talk with other people without whispering, with freedom.
Yeah, so yes, they didn't have to whisper anymore to your point, but they were able to speak freely about what?
Their problems.
Their
what
problems.
they thought of the government.
Maybe the religion, what they believed in, okay? They didn't have to hide and keep their mouths shut, right? So I would say those are probably the two big effects of the seasickness on the boat, okay? And made that happen, okay? All right, any questions about that one? All right, let's move on to the second one. The boat springs a leak. The boat springs a leak.
Why? We were saying
Teresa? Can you tell us what you found in the page that you found it on?
I don't know the page, but I found
68 maybe? 68, 69, okay. So what did you find? What was the result of the boat spinning a leak?
when the boat is throwing a lake, it was the pupil was very crowded than before, and everyone tried to move it,
Mhm.
and it was so hard. They tried to remove water with peels and wood. Yes.
Shovel.
Okay, why did it get crowded all of a sudden? What was happening?
Because the water come in the inside of the boat, because that's why they're scared, and the crowd of people is louder than before.
Where did those people come from?
the
The
whole.
diff-
The holes, right? Remember last week, Yasmin was telling you guys about the hole at the bottom of the boat where they had put some people? So yeah, they have to run up. Okay, all right, they were down in the hole. And what can happen when those people came up from the hole? You're bringing your rat friends.
So they had less space upstairs.
It was something else. What were they gonna bring with them? I just wanna hear you say it. It was lice.
Lice.
Remember, there's a potential that they could, you know, because they all got lice, pretty much they all got lice in the hole. So if they came up to the deck, or everyone else, what could happen?
their
Spread
life
them.
is spring.
It can do what?
Spread.
Spread. It can spread throughout. Okay? So it's kind of like if I'm really sick and I'm out there for a long time and I'm really sick, if I come in here,
Everybody will be sick, except people who.
I can get you guys all sick. I can spread my germs, right? So that's what was happening. That's what could happen on the boat if those people came upstairs. All right? All right? What about the next one? Third one. What was that one about? My and Kim spot Lloyd clinging to a piece of wreckage in the water. That was
To
scary.
save the boy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Cameron?
On page 71st,
On 70 what?
71,
71?
all the passengers scrambled to their feet and one to the railing to see themselves.
Okay.
So when they move like this,
What,
the
I'm
boat-
sorry, Kenny, what paragraph are you
Oh,
reading from?
sorry.
That's okay.
It's like the last one.
The last paragraph,
Yeah.
okay.
And they say it also later on, the boat was in 72,
Mhm.
the boat was about to tilting.
Yeah, it was,
Like almost,
what was it doing? The captain said it was gonna capsize, right? What does that mean?
The
Like-
boat won't be stable.
Tilting, yeah, it
to
wasn't
one
stable.
side and then,
Yeah, if everybody rushes to one side of the boat,
Yeah.
so it's moving one side.
Titanic, you know, right? So that could potentially happen. We don't want that, so the captain starts, you know,
I
freaking
think,
out a little
I
bit.
think it's another consequence. The captain, which was very friendly, talking to the person nicely, giving, telling jokes, he was hailing against the people to get back to their seat.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
here, exactly. All right, so we don't want that. Very good. All right, and finally, Lloyd's story. This wasn't necessarily directly stated. I think, you know, you can imply a lot of things for the consequences for this one. But let me hear, what did some of you have? Who got to that? Did you guys get to that? Hmm?
Me.
Indira, you have something right now, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
What page?
79.
Indira. Okay. Go ahead. Okay, what did you find out on page 79, the effect of Lloyd's story?
The last part was
Mm-hmm.
the people, they were very scared.
They were scared. Why were they scared? Why? Yeah, why were they scared? What was it about Lloyd's story that was so scary and changed the mood a little bit on the boat? A lot. I'm sorry, dear, what did you say? What happened? What was?
It's like, as positive.
What? They were scared about the pirates.
The pirates, right?
They adopt.
Pirates. Pirates.
Pirates.
Uh-huh, very good. All right, so they were scared about the pirates that Lloyd had spoken about. What did the pirates do to?
They take all the resources that they ask for boats.
Mhm.
He explained that at first they asked for boats, and after they took all the food.
Yeah.
So the people were afraid that the same thing happened to them.
Yeah, exactly. And the grandmother specifically said
They will come.
something was gonna happen.
Yeah.
What did the grandmother say was gonna happen to them?
I can swear to you that she said that it will happen the same thing.
Miliosco, what did you say?
And she said that they will come and find us.
Yeah, they need to find them because of what? Why they need to find, why are they gonna come and find them and get them?
Because they have food.
They have what?
She says, my dad will come and draw on us because their spirits are not like,
So their spirits are still out there,
yeah.
lurking around, right? And the only way they can rest, I'm a spirit right now. The only way they can rest
They draw on other people.
is if they drown, if other people drown and take their place.
So she cried.
Okay, I think it was called the Mada or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that's what they called it. So yeah, that's essentially her getting back to her, you know, her strong belief in like spirits and things of that nature. So it's pretty interesting. It's very scary. So that changes the mood on the boat again, right?
Yeah.
Makes them a little bit more fearful
All
again.
people were silent.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so great job on that, you guys. I just want to point out something else to you. Now, you guys are gonna probably go on to take the Accuplacer test, right? The reading test. No?
Yeah, of course.
You guys
They all
are
have to
taking.
take it.
You all have to take the Accuplacer test, right? So one of the things that you'll find on the Accuplacer test, you're gonna find cause and effect relationships, okay? So these are things that you guys can think about in your writing, and you know, you were talking about your summaries and everything like that. You were talking about like when you're writing essays and things of that nature. And even when you're reading, you have to understand these relationships and why they're important. And usually, you know, we see words, transitions like because, right?
Due to.
So
Okay, due to, maybe for this reason, or as a result,
Because of.
okay, because of, right? So you see transitions like this can lead you, can connect these, right? How can we connect these using a transition? This cause to the effect. Anyone want to take a chance?
As a result,
Tom? Go ahead. As a result, what?
with this example,
Yeah,
the result is
diagram
or
one,
any of the ones on your paper.
people begin to suffer from sicknesses as a result that
People
people begin to suffer from sickness
began to
as a result that
suffer
the
from
sickness
seasickness.
brought the people closer.
Say it again. As
Uh,
did you say as a result?
as a result, the people, as a result that it made people closer.
As a result, it made
It made the people closer or have a good relationship. Start a good relationship. I don't know.
the people closer.
People closer.
And what
Start
else?
helping each other. Maybe.
Okay. And you can also tie in the other point that you brought up about what? What was the other point that we brought up about the
The
disability?
free speech.
Right.
The freedom of
They
speech.
had more free. They spoke more freely, right? More freedom of speech. Okay, so you can also tie that in
But
there.
I don't think it's directly connected with the sickness. They probably left the country.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they can talk more and they speak louder about what happened. Because they are not in the country anymore. But the sickness, I don't think it's like this one is like a consequence of the sickness.
Well, I think it was something that happened, right? A cause, an action that happened that caused a series of events which led them to getting to this point of being able to speak more freely with one another and, you know, becoming closer. Right? I mean, if you think about it, I kind of think about it when I relate it to like real life situations. About like, think about when you're sick. Don't you feel a little bit more vulnerable?
Yeah. If you are angry, people.
I mean,
You're a little bit more vulnerable and kind of a little bit
you
more
speak
open. Huh?
Because you see just.
No, but I'm talking about maybe you start feeling,
You become more
closer
like
yeah.
friendly. I don't know.
yeah, I think that you become closer with people and maybe you become much more relaxed and you let down a guard that you probably are used to having up. And I think that's a natural occurrence that kind of happens when someone's helping you out. So that's that. I think that was kind of the logic there. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any questions about this, you guys?
It's easy.
Okay. Easy? Thanks, you guys, and, also, just keep these things in mind, these connections in mind. And also, one more thing about cause and effect, just remember why we do it. Why do we say we do it?
To have a better idea of the text.
To have a better idea of the text. Look how much closer you read the text when you had to do this. So keep that in mind when you're actually doing your reading, all right? And on the back of this sheet, you'll find, I just left you a blank chart. So as you go on to read the other chapters, as you go over read the other 9 and 10, maybe you can just look at some cause and effect relationships that you're noticing as you read to help you read a little bit more closely. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No homework?
I mean, I think you guys have, I'm gonna suggest you guys do it, but I mean, I think it'd be a great help to you with your reading. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you mean the back, the page?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
It's just a tool. It's a tool for you to use.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know.
It's not for next class?
Yes, it is for next class. It's homework. Is that the only way you're gonna use it? It's homework. Yes, thank you.
I guess it is.
It's homework for the next class, Wednesday, 9 and 10. Fill it out.
Yeah.
For Wednesday.
Diego, we were happy when you were gone.
Wednesday, Tuesday.
More homework, Diego?
No, but it's like, yeah, we're always gonna do it.
I was gonna have them use
She
it.
said just read chapter 9.
Yeah, but she's saying, so don't read it. She's saying, I mean, I wouldn't.
You should, you know, you should, and it was like,
You know, I wouldn't just identify causes.
You mean
When
it's in the class?
they're reading at home.
By what?
Okay, and you're gonna.
And then we can.
Okay, so say that. Yeah, yeah.
So you guys,
Yeah,
please, for Wednesday, 9 and 10, you can just, a minimum of one, find one cause and effect relationship in each chapter.
Okay.
Minimum of one.
Maximum 4.
Maximum. You can go crazy. You can always use your notebook paper if you find more.
that's you, everything.
I'm gonna break my hand.
Every time you're going to text, you have those faces, like a combination of the two of them.
So you guys wanna see the results of your quiz?
Yes.
Actually, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I think it's good, but what do they have in here?
It wasn't bad. It was just like, you know, we had a quiz, right? Why did I bring it though? I know I did it. And
Please don't say that you forget it, because
if I forgot it, I forgot it, but I know I did it.
see that.
So let's see what,
Look for on your Vietnam folder.
thank you, Jenny. And did you guys do your handouts on 7? I just want to see how you filled this Venn diagram. What was the differences you found, and what were the? That's another thing that you need to. That's another thing that you need to pay attention to when you're reading. Comparison, something in common, something different. First of all, you have to find things to compare. Can you compare, like, you know, this classroom to the, I don't know, to Jenny? No. Right. So there's something, you know, you have to compare something that has similar traits, right? Okay. So, you know, so the comparison is also something that they ask you on the AccuPlacer, right? Which is your reading test. CAT-W is a writing test, right? CUNY, this CAT